Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level puzzle, and it's called Kropkiller by Half-Baked Lunatic, aka David Workman. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or box. Excuse me, I need a cough right now. Something irritating my throat right now. Anyways, the sum of digits in a cage separated by a white dot are consecutive. So that means the sum of these two digits must be consecutive with the sum of these two digits. The sum of digits in a cage separated by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. I think I would have preferred this being put like a white dot separates cages which the sum of their digits must be well, how do you put it? A white dot separates cages which must have the digits of their sums be consecutive. Sorry, the sums of their digits be consecutive. And a black dot separates cages where the sums must be of their digits must be in a 1-to-2 ratio. I think I would prefer that versus the way that it's put here. Anyways, for an example, if this were, say, a 5, well, okay, let's make it easier. If this is a 9, the sum of these digits must be either 8 or 10, right? Because it must be consecutive with this digit here. If this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4 to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio for the sum of the digits. Also, digits do not repeat within a cage. So these digits cannot have repeats. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. So probably the easiest right now would be here, right? You could have 3 and 6, 4 and 8, 2 and 1, or 2 and 4 here. Can you have 1 and 2, though? I don't think so. So this is at least 3. This could be 3, 6, 12. 8, 4 even. But, okay, so if this is 4, this would have to be 8 or 2. Can't be... Okay, so if this is 1, 2, and 4. Obviously, this is at least 3. It could be 4. So if this is 3, this would be 6, which would force that to be 3. But can this actually be 3? If this is 3, this is 1, 2, this is 6, this is 3. And this would have to be 6, 2 digits adding up to 6, but you have 1 and 2 here. So no, this sum cannot be 3. It cannot be 4? If it's 4, so say the sum was 4. If this is 4, that means it specifically has to be 1 and 3 here. This has to be in a 2-to-1 ratio with 8. It cannot be 2 for this 2-digit cell. So it would have to be 2 and 6 here. This would be 4. This could not be 2. This would have to be 8, and this would be 4. So that's possible, actually. So this could be 4 here. So this could be 4. Cannot be 3 or 6. Sorry, can't be 1, 2, or 3. It could be 6, and this is... So if this is 4, this is 8. If this is 6, this would have to be 3. And then this would be 6. Is that possible? So say you had a 6 here, a 3 here. This adds up to 6. This would have to add... It cannot add up to 3 because that would be 1 and 2. And this is 1 and 2. So this would be a 1-2 pair, which would eliminate 1-2 here, which would mean this cannot add up to 6. So this would have to be 12 if that were the case. So that's possible, because this could be 4, 8, and 3, 9. Or this is be 1, 5, and 2, 4. Sorry, this would be 4, 8, or 5, 7. Apologies, because you don't have the 3. So it'd be 4, 8, or 5, 7. This would be 1, 5, or 2, 4. And that could work. So this could be 3 here. And this could be 6. So you got a 4, 6. You can't have 3 here. Can you have 8? If you have 8 here, this would have to be 4, and this would be 2. So if it's 8, you could not have 4 here, because then this would be 2, this would be 1, 3 pair, and this would never be able to add up to 8. Because you can't have 1, 7, you can't have 2, 6, you can't have 3, 5. So if this is 8 and this is 4, this would have to be 16. So that would be 6, 7, 9. This would be 4. Technically, this could be 8. Okay. So if this is 3, this is 6. If this is 8, this has to be 4. If this is 4, this could be 2 or 8. So this is 4, 6. It could be 8. That seems fine. Or this is 6 and this is 12. Or this is 8 and this is 16. Or it could be, well, we already had 4, right? So that could be, okay. These are all in 1-2 ratios. That's interesting. Can it be 3, 6, and 9? Sorry, 3, 6, and 12. It can't be 3 and 3, obviously. So 3, 6, 3 is removed. They have to be at minimum 3, right? If it's 3, that's 1 and 2 added together. If it's 6, it's 1, 5, or 2, 4. And so the 1, 2 pair would eliminate 1 and 2 here. So this cannot be 3 and 6 and 12. What other possibilities are there? 6, 12, 6? Maybe. 16, 8, and 16 doesn't work. Okay. So you can't have 3 and 6. You could have 6, 12, though. So it could be 6, 12, 12. So this could be 6 inside here. And you could have 12 and 12 on the outside. You could have 12 on the inside, though. So this could be 12 on the inside. You could have 8 here, and then 4 on the outside and 17 on the outside. This can never be 4, though. If this is 4, this would have to be 8. This would then have to be 3 or 5. But the 3 would have to have a 1-2 pair, which would eliminate all possibilities for the 4 because it has to have 1, 3. And then 5 doesn't work because you can't have 1 or 3, which would be required to add up to 5. So this cannot be 4 here. Um, this digit has to be, cannot be 1. It could be 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. So it could be 6, 12, and 12, or 12, 6, and 6. Actually, this can't be 6 and 6. If this is 12, 6, and 6, obviously can't be 12, 24, and 6. But if this is 6 and 6, the problem is this is consecutive with 6. So it would have to be 5. But because this is a 6, 6 pair, it has to be, one of them has to be 1, 5, the other one has to be 2, 4. Which means this is at minimum 3 plus 6, which would add up to 9. So this can't be 6 and 6 with 12. So that does not work. If this is 6, this could be 12. That does work there. And this could be 12. That's possible. And then this could be 11 or 13. That seems fine. If this is 8, so far this can be 4, 6, 8, 12, or 16, right? And it has to be one of those, right? If this is 3, this becomes 6. If this is 4, it has to be 8. If this is 6, it cannot be 3, it has to be 12. If this is 8, it could be 4 or 16 here. Therefore, if this is 4, this has to be 8. It can't be 2. If this is 6, it has to be 12. But that's not possible, as we showed, because that has to be 6 and 6, which would leave that as a 9, and 6 and 9 are not consecutive. So this cannot be 6 here. If it's 8, this could not be 4, because that would be 1 and 3 specifically to add up to 4. And this 1, 3 would have to have an 8 and an 8 here. And 1 and 7 and 3 and 5 would both be removed. So it's not possible to have two cell cages adding up to 8 there. So if this is 8, it could be 16. So this could be 16 here. If this is 12, this becomes 6. If it's 16, this becomes 8. So the only possibilities for this are 6 here, which means 12 and 12 on the outside. 8 here, which would mean one is 16, the other is 4. But again, this can't be 4 here. So if this is 8, one of them's 4. And this would have to be 16 if that were the case. If this is 16, it would have to be 8 and 8 together, which is possible. So those are the possibilities then. So this cannot be 6 anymore, which means this can't be 3. So this could, if this is 4, it could be 2 or 8. If it's 8, this is 4. If this is 6, this has to be 3. So for this cage, it can never be half of what this cage is, right? This is, if this is half at most, would be 4. So it always has to be doubled. So this is 4, 6, 8. Well, it can't be 4. So this can't be 2 then. This is 6, 8, 12, or 16. Right? If it's 6, this would have to be 1, 2, 3, so that's not possible. So this can't be 3, and this can't be 6. If it's 8, it would have to include a 1, which is not possible. So it can't be 4 here. So it's either 12, which makes this 6, or it's 16, which makes that 8. If you have 12, well, okay. If you have 12 here, this can never be 24. If you have 16 here, this can never be 32. So this is 6 or 8 here, too. Right? Therefore, this is either 1, 5. So this is 1, 5, or 2, 4. Or this adds up to 8. So it would be 1, 7, 2, 6, and 3, 5 as possibilities. If this is 12, it cannot include... If this is 12, this would have to include a 1. Sorry, it could not be 1. If this is 12, this is 6. So it cannot include a 1, it cannot include a 3, cannot include a 6. Therefore, minimum would be 2, 4, and 5, but then you could only have 2, 4, and 7 also. And therefore, it can never add up to 12. So this has to be 16, which means this is 1 and 7, or 2, 6, or 3, 5. This has to be 16. This is an 8 here. 16 without a 1, 3, or 8. So 16 could be 2, 5, 9. And obviously no 2, 6, 8. It cannot include a 3. I can't speak. So it could be 2, 5, 9. Or I think it cannot be 2, 6, 8. Obviously no 2, 7, 7. It can't include a 3. So 4, the other one is 4, 5, 7. So either way, a 5 has to be here, which means this cannot be 5, which means this can't be 3 to add up to 8. 5 has to be here. These two are consecutive. This is 16, so this must be 15 or 17. If it's 17, this is 9 and 8. If it's 15, that means it specifically must be 6 and 9. And this can't be 6. So this is 6 or 9. One of these is a 9 here. So this cannot be 9 here. So if this is 17, this would have to be 17. Because it's in a 1 to 2 ratio here with this digit, with this 6, 7 cage, 7 cell cage. So it would have to be either 30 or 34, which would make this 15 or 17 because it cannot be double that again, right? The remaining digits in row 6 are 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 6, 9. Sorry. Well, this can't be 3, so this would be 2, 4, 6, 9 here. This adds up to at most 17. So this can never be 9. One of these must contain an 8. So if this were tried to be 16 and 8 and 8, that would not work because 8 could not be in box 3 at all then. Because 16 would have to be 7 and 9. 8 could not obviously contain 8. Therefore, 8 would have to be here, but we have an 8 here. So this cannot be 16. This must be then 6 or 8 here. If this is 6, it's 12 and 12 here. If this is 8, so this cannot be 8 here, then this would be 4 and 16 here. So this is 12 or 16. This can't be 8 then. If this is 8, that forces this to be 16, which forces this to be 4. Because you can't have 16 and 16 here. But 8 cannot contain, and 2-cell cage adding up to 8 doesn't contain an 8. 4 obviously doesn't contain an 8. 16 requires 7 and 9, which is not 8. So this has to be 6, which forces this to be 12. Therefore, this is a 6 here. This must be 3. This is 12, so this is either 4, 9. Sorry, not 4, 9. 4, 8, or 5, 7. So this is 12. This adds up to 6. This is 1, 5, or 2, 4. 12 cannot be doubled to add up 24. So this is 1, 5, or 2, 4. This is a 6, essentially. This can't be 3 or 6 here. This can't be 9. This is 6, so this must be 12 here. And one of them must be 4 and 8 to add up to 12. Therefore, this cannot be 2, 4. This is a 1, 5 pair, which means this can't be 5. This can't be 7. One of these is 4 or 8. We're not sure which. The other one has to be 3 or 9 because it can't be 5 and 7. So this is a 3, 9, 1, 5, 4, 8 here. And we have 2, 6, and 7 remaining here. Well, to be consecutive with 12, it has to be 11 or 13, but none of these can add up to 11. So it has to be 13, which makes this a 2. This cannot be 2, 4. This has to be 3, 9, or 4, 8. So this is a 1, 5 pair, which means this can't be 5. This becomes a 4, 8 pair. This can't be 4, 8 because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this is a 3, 9 pair, which doesn't work. Did I screw it up? Maybe. Let me go through this again. I think my logic is sound, but I could be wrong. Well, obviously I'm wrong because something's not right here. I guess we have to take a look at this 8 assumption again. Okay. Right. This does have to be double whatever that digit is, right? Because it cannot be half of a digit. That would be 4 at most, and you can't have 3 digits adding up to 4. It could only be 6 at minimum, even. So either this is 6 and 12. So it cannot be 3 and 6 because you can't have 1, 2, or 3 here. Sorry, you can't have 1 or 3 here. That means this is at minimum 2 plus 4 plus 5. That would be 11. So this is 12 or 16, and this is 6 or 8. Oh, this could be 9. That's where I messed up. Okay. This cannot be 6 and 12. Okay. So I think we've ran into the contradiction here then, that we showed that issue, right? If this is 8, one of these has to be 8. It has to be 6 and 12 and 12. And then we have a contradiction, though, because this would be 3. This would be a 4-8 pair. This would be 1-5. This would be 4-8, but that could not be 3-9. So, because this would have to be 1-5, because it could not be, it would have to be 4 and 8 here. So this cannot be 8. It cannot, if this is 6, this is 12. But to add up to 12, you can't have 1 and you can't have 3. So you would have to have 2, 4, and 6. Or 2, 5, and 5. And that's a contradiction because the 6 would clash with the 6 here. And then you have 2, 5, 5. So this can't be 6, can't be 8. This has to be 9. Because it can't be 5 or 7 here. And 4 doubled as 8, which requires a 1. And we can't have a 1. So we eliminate 5, 7. We eliminate 6 and 8. This has to be 18. Since this is 18, this has to be 17. So this is 8 and 9 added together. Therefore, this is 34. Therefore, this is 17 again. So this is 1 through 7, but 3 cannot be here. 3 has to be one of these. These can't be 6. This is 18, so this adds up to 9, because 2 digits adding up to 9. 9 cannot be here, but it could be 16 then. So 7 and 9 work here. This is 19, and you don't have an 8. Sorry, 18, and you don't have an 8 or a 9. So this has to be 5, 6, and 7, because that's the maximum now. And it has to add up to 18. Anyways, so this is 5, 6, 7. This is 2, 3, 4. That's interesting. This adds up to 9. So 2, 3, 4 is with 5, 6, and 7 here. The remaining digits here are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But this can't be 3. 3 has to be one of these digits. This can't be 5. We have 2, 3, 4, 6, with 3 being one of these digits. This is 17. Remaining digits in row 5 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 9. This has to be, well, we don't know what this is actually. This cannot be 9 here. This is 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this can't be 9 specifically. 9 could be any of these. So it could be 16 with 8 and 8. It could be 6 with 12 and 12. Could be 8 with 16 and 4. So this is 17 or 19 here. We don't know which. Yeah. This is 10 at most. This actually has to be 6 at least for this cage. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but it can't be 5 or 6. So this is 7, 8, or 9. So this adds up to 10 at most. 1 through 7. This can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 5 or 6. This can't be 3. Okay, this is 4 digits. So this could be 12. This has to be double what this is, right? It cannot be half of what this is, because this is at most 10, and therefore this would be half would be 5. So this could be 6 through 10, which means this is 12, 14, 16, 18, or 20. It's a wide range. This cannot be 7 here. This is 34. This is 17. So this is 16 or 18. Oh, that's interesting. This is 16 or 18. And this could be 15 through 19 then. Right? Because we know this is 17. This could be 16, and that could be 15. So that would be 31. Right? At minimum. So 31 plus 6 is 37. So this is 8 at maximum. That's possible. This could be 17 to 18 to 19. We know 9 has to be one of these 3 digits. Doesn't tell us very much. Oh, this can't be 4. If this were 4, then this would be 5 at most, which cannot be because it's 3 unique digits adding up to another digit. So this can't be 4. Therefore, we know this is either 12, 6, 12 or 8, 16, 8. So this is 6. If this is 6, this is 12. If this is 16, it has to be 8. So this can't be 4, and it can't be 16. This is 16, 8, 8, or 12, 6, 12. So this has to add up to either... This is 8 or 12, so this cannot be 8 here. This is 4 or 6. If this is 4, it's 2 or 8 here. If this is 6, this is 3. This is either 6 or it's 16. If it's 16, 8 and 8, this would have to be 2, 6, because this is 7, 9. 2, 6, and 3, 5. So 16 plus 8 and 8. That would be what, 32. Or 12, 6, and 12. That would be 30. Okay, so if this is 16, 8 and 8, that's 32, which leaves 13 here. What does that mean? This would be at most 9. So if you had 8 with 9 here, 32 plus 9, that would mean this is 4. And this could be 2, 3, 4. That would be 9, and that works. So that's possible. So this would be 16. That would be 9 and 7. You'd have to have 2, 6. So since you had 9, 7, this is 2, 6, 3, 5 as possibilities, which would leave this as 1, 8. So this would be 1, 8. This would be 4. This would be 2, 3, and 4. And that works. Otherwise, this would be 6, 12, and 12. You'd have 1, 5, or 2, 4 here. 6, 12, and 12 adds up to 30. Plus 11 would make this 4. But then this would be 2, 3, 4. So that would not work there. Or this would be 2, and this would be 3, 4, right? Because this is 12. It has to be consecutive. This can't be 16. It has to be consecutive with either 11 or 13. If it's 11, this is 4. If this is 13, this is 2. Which either way, it adds up to 9, and 9 is not consecutive with 12. Therefore, this must be 8 and 8, and this is 16. Which means this is 7 and 9. So this is 9, this is 7, this is 16. This must be a combination of 2, 6, and 3, 5. Because you can't have 1, 7 anymore. So this is 1, 8, this is 4, which means this cannot be 4. So this has to be a 2, 3 pair here, which adds up to 9, which is consecutive with 8. Therefore, this is 4 and 5 added together, so this cannot be 5. This must add up to 8, so this must be 4, and this is 2 or 8. This must be, cannot be 3, 5, so it's either 1, 7 or 2, 6. This can't be 7, so this can't be 1. This is either 7 and 9, because this is 8, that adds up to 16, or this is 1 and 3. So this is 7, 9, or 1, 3. Either way, if this is 7, 9, this can't be 1, 7. If this is 3, if this is 1, 3, this can't be 1, 7. So this has to be 2, 6, which eliminates 2 and 6 in the rest of the column and the rest of the box. This can't be 2, this has to be 8, which makes this a 1, which makes that 8. This can no longer be 2 and 6 adding up to because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this has to be a 3, 5 pair, which eliminates 3, 5 in the rest of the box. This is a 2, 6 pair. These can't be 7 anymore. These can't be 4. This can't be 2 or 2 or 6 here. These can't be 8. And this can't be 4. What are the remaining digits here? 5 is one of them, and then we have 7, 9, or 1, 3. We're not sure which. This can't be 7, 9. This can't be 1, 3, or 5. Therefore, this is a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair, which means this cannot be 7 and 9. So this has to be 1 and 3, which eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the box and the row. So this can't be 1 or 3. This is 5, which makes this 7 or 9. That 7, 9 pair and 5, 7 eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the column. This can't be 7 or 9. This can't be 9. This can't be 5 or 7. No 5 or 7. Where is the 7 then in box 5? It has to be here. So this is 7. This can't be 1, 3, or 4. So this is 2 or 7. This can't be 5. Can this ever be, if this is 7, it cannot be 8 because you can't have 1, 2, 5 or 1, 2, 4. This actually has to be a 4 with 2 or 6 here. 6 could work if it were 1, 3, and 6, but this can't be 1 or 3. Actually, can't be 2, so this must be 7, which makes this a 9. So this must be 10. So it's a 1, 2 pair, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row. This can't be 2, so this is 6, which makes that a 2, which means this can't be 2. This 7 means this can't be 7, so this is 9 and 7. This has to be a 3. And we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. You can't have repeats, so this has to be 8, because it cannot be 1 or 2. This must be a 5 then. This cannot be 5 anymore. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That must be 42. 42 is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 21. 21 is consecutive with 20. So this is 20, this is 21. It cannot have an 8 here. 21 has to be at minimum 4, 8, and 9. So this can't be 1 or 2 here. This has to be 4, 8, and 9 then. So this can't be 4 here, this can't be 8. This must be a 9, which makes this 4, which makes that an 8. This can no longer be 8. This can't be 8. Where is the 9 in box 5? It has to be here. So this is 9. This is 18. This has to be at minimum 19, which means this has to be 19. So this is 2, this is 1. This cannot be 2 here, which means this is a 3, 4, 6 triplet, which eliminates 3, 4, and 6 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this is a 2. This cannot be 2, 4, 8, or 9, so this is 1. The remaining digits here are 6 and 8. And this can't be 6, so this is 8, which makes that a 6. This 1 eliminates that 1, so this is 2 and 1. This 6 eliminates that 6, so it's 4 and 6. So this adds up. This is 20. This is 21. This is 42, which is in a 1 to 2 ratio with 21. This 2 means 2 cannot be any of these. This can't be 1 or 4, so this must be 7, which makes this an 8, 9 pair, but this can't be 9, so this is 8, this is 9. Therefore, the rest of this is 1, 3, and 4 to add up to 17. So it cannot be 5, it cannot be 3 or 4 here. This is 1, which makes this a 3, 4 pair, which eliminates 3 and 4 in the rest of the column. This can't be 3 or 4. This is 6, which makes this 3, which makes that 4. This 3 eliminates that 3, so this is 1 and 3. This has to be a 2. 2 cannot be here or here, so where is the 2 in box 7? It has to be here, which makes this a 5. So, yeah, this does add up to, this has to be 3 and 4. So this does add up to 15. This is 16. This is 17. This is 34 here. So this is 33 or 35. We're not sure which. This can't be 7 because of this 7. 1 has to be one of these 2 digits. This is 17. This is 34. Remaining digits in column 5 are 5 and 6, right? Remaining digits in column 7 are 1, 7, 8, but this can't be 1 or 7, so this must be an 8 here. This cannot be 8. This cannot be 8. 3, 4, 5, 6 adds up to 18. Plus 8 is 26. 34 minus 26 is 8. So this has to be a 1, 7 pair here. This can't be 7 because of this 7, so this must be a 1, which makes that a 7, which makes that a 1. 1 and 7, right, so it's missing 2 and 9, which makes this 34. So this is 33 or 35. But if it's 35, the problem is this already adds up to 10. And so without this digit, that would be essentially 45. This can't be 6, this is 5, so this is a 6 here. This then has to be added to 33, so this is 2, this is 3, this is 2, this is 6, this is 2. The 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 5 and 3. This can't be 5 here. It can't be 6, so this must be 7, which means this can't be 7. This last digit is 5 or 6, but it can't be 5 here, so this must be 6, which makes that 5, which makes that a 6. These two digits are 4 and 8, but this can't be 8 because of that 8, so this is 4, this is 8. Remaining digits here, it cannot be 4, so this must be 3 here. And we have 5 and 7. This can't be 7, so this is 5, this is 7. This 4 eliminates that 4, so this is 3, 4, 3, and 4. And that's how you solve it. Congratulations on successfully completing this puzzle. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty straightforward in my opinion. There's only certain possibilities here, right? I guess the hardest part was this part, really. I kind of messed up with that 8. Yeah, because I forgot that it's just any digit can be here to be doubled in this area. Thankfully, that led me to a contradiction, so... But, yeah, I'm not sure how else you would be able to solve this. Yeah, maybe it was basically I should have started with this area here and just gone from there. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.